Okay.
Good evening, everyone. It's now 6 o'clock. We'll go ahead and start meeting. First item on the agenda, approving the minutes held from July 12th. Make a motion to approve those minutes. Motion is made, seconded by Dave. All in favor? Thank you. Next item is ATV ride in Oakland. Kevin's here tonight, so.
And we have Doug Dickinson, he's the trail master for Fairfield, and he was really talking about that, right?
Hi Doug, how are you?
Good.
Is there a place I'm supposed to stay?
Right down your feet.
Okay, good to go. So, I'm the trail master for Fairfield Club, Doug Dickinson. I put business cards on there for everybody to. What you see in front of you, the handout, is just a basic, outline of what we would like to do. We have, what's called a glow ride on August 19th. Some of you may have heard of the glow ride that we do. We had about 60 or 70 machines last night, or last year. What happens on a glow ride is we go off, we take off in the evening, and the machines decorate with lights and with lights and Christmas lights and all kinds of stuff. They basically glow in the dark. So it's a really fun, friendly, family event, and we had, I think, 68 machines last year that came. We expect to be about the same, maybe even more than that this year. And we thought it would be really fun to be able to take them on a loop that included downtown Oakland. Now, this would be at night around, we estimate around 9:45 in the evening. So I'm just looking for your opinions, it would be nice, I think, to be able to have people come down through the town. What we've seen in the past is people like to come out and view this like a parade. The kids get a kick out of it, and so do the adults actually, because it's quite a sight to see if you've never seen it. So, I'd just like to answer your questions and discuss. I've got some notes on the back. Going through town, we take it nice and slow. We're talking about right now, we would leave from our starting point in Fairfield. And the first thing we do is Waterville Commons. We go all the way out to Waterville Commons. We do a loop there around the Walmart to Home Depot. Then we're gonna come back through and take, it would be the power lines all the way out here, which comes out on, get my bearings here, Old Waterville Road. Come down to KMD, come down through the light, and we'd like to go for this one time only, straight through town. Take a right on Oak Street and follow it all the way down to the Blake Woods Road and jump onto the new cop or the new rail bed. And we're gonna take that small section of rail bed back up to the Fairfield. So we're expecting, I've got between 50 and 75 machines. It is a fundraising event, and the money gets split equally, profits get split equally between the club and the Fairfield Food Pantry. Last year, we raised around $350 for the Fairfield Food Pantry. And we expect it to be between 9:45 and 10. I've got places planned to stop along the way, where we're gonna gather everybody up. So it'll be a fairly consistent stream through town. We go nice and slow, maybe 10 or 15 miles an hour. This would be something where it would be great if we can get, last year we had the game wardens and the Oakland police helped us out last year at the Four Corners down in Fairfield Center. Well, actually it's in Oakland, so towards Fairfield Center. And then, but this year, if we do it this way, we'd like to ask the police to maybe help us coming through the downtown area. Traffic should be light that time of night, and we're just looking for authorization to do it.
I would just ask the chief if there's any permits that are required or what impact it would have on your side of things.
There are no permits, certainly through us that are required. I want to make sure that we have a couple of officers that obviously they just to, help them with traffic through the intersection. What night in the week is it?
It's a Saturday night.
It's a Saturday night?
Yeah.
So we'll have 2 officers on anyway, so it should reach much better.
Don?
So would traffic be stopped at the bottom of the hill, regular traffic until?
I would say that would be discretionary. The police chief, I'd look for advice on that. We could get through in probably 10 minutes or so, but if it looks like we should stop and let some traffic through, it's not gonna harm, have a break in it, because we're gonna have people in the middle and people at the end that know the whole route as well. So what we do is we stop occasionally to catch people up.
My recommendation would be to stop traffic at the intersection, get them off as a group. It's a lot better to keep them in one group than it would be to have a gap somewhere.
So we can make sure that we're nice and tight when we're coming right down to KMD, so. Take it nice and slow, that way everybody kind of backlogs up on the rest of it.
Sure, if you could gather them up in the field up before you get on the old Waterville Road.
Yes.
all 75, then it'll all be good and tight.
So what I plan to do is
Bring
bring
down easy. in
Yes,
one
what I
over.
plan, oh, I'm sorry, what I plan to do is bring them out on Leo Waterville Road, we're gonna line up, we're gonna take a picture there, I can get a picture at night, but they do glow. And maybe a video, things like that, we'll take a little break there, get them all lined up, and then as we pull out, everybody will just pull out right in the line. That's the idea.
Any other problems, any questions? I'm good with it. I'll make a motion.
Yeah, I'll make a motion, we allow them to do this with, police chiefs. Concerns answered, if they are any between now and then.
We've got his number, I can call him.
That's right.
So I have his number, I can call him.
Right.
Got it right here.
Available.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. Thank you
Motion's
very
been
much.
made. Second by Bob, all in favor? Thank you, gentlemen. Next up, thank you, Doug. Good luck. Have a fun ride. Gas stations right here, make sure you fill them all up. Try to provoke that out. Next up is zone discussion. Voting moving forward on this committee.
Okay, so, I realized that we had not got a vote on the council to move forward with zoning. So I'd like to open that up for any discussion or concerns that people would like to have, and then possibly make a vote to move forward with this.
Questions, comments? Dave, Bob? Don? Bob?
So, you're interested in a motion to convene a committee to have a series of meetings to discuss the possibility of zoning.
The other thing that we're gonna have to talk about is bringing somebody in to help facilitate this. I've met with KB Cog and Central Maine Growth Council, and my recommendation would be to move forward with KB Cog on this, because that land use is one of their specialties. And I've talked with, what's his name? Joel Greenwood, yes, Joel Greenwood, and he's got the time and the capacity to take care of this.
Need a motion?
David, let's make a motion that committee's formed.
I make a motion, we go forward with the committee to review this.
Seconded by Don, all in favor?
Thank you.
Next item up is Carrie Forge. Kelly's gonna give a presentation for Carrie Forge.
So you all got my sheet here. We had a really good year. We had about 700,000 of unexpended expenses, and then our revenue overage was about 900,000, and that was due to interest rates going up periodically throughout the year. All those rate hikes by the feds, and revenue sharing went up to 5%. So revenue sharing was a big kicker in that overage. Pretty much the requests are the same ones we do every year: miscellaneous roads, paving, election expenses, the fuel funds, separation costs, memorials, maintenance, 150th anniversary, solid waste, salt and sand, and then all our capital improvements. So we're requesting to borrow or to carry forward $446,000 into this current year's budget.
That would be about 300,000 that we go back into fund equity from this year's budget.
Well, more than that.
Well, I didn't mean with from the revenues, I just meant from the expenses
Oh, yeah.
that we predicted.
No, all of it.
Question.
And those numbers are gonna change a little bit once I go through the audit. But they shouldn't change that much.
Mr. Nutty?
Separations, costs.
Yeah,
But
so with
separations of what?
employment, so when an employee leaves, we pay out their vacation, or if they're grandfathered, we would pay out a third of their sick time.
And we're going to have to increase that. That's been slowly dwindling, and we haven't kept up with the amount. We usually keep close to 100,000 in that fund.
Yeah, we haven't put money in it for 3 years.
So we'll be doing that. The other thing we want to talk about too is getting approval for the overages.
Yeah. We did have 3 departments, go over budget this year. The assessing department, about $4,000. That was due to, the assessor's salary and the fringe benefit election that she closed. Memorial Hall, they were overheating fuel, I didn't budget enough. They're on automatic delivery and they have a big tank there. So. And then insurance, those increases happened January 1st and we're about $3,000 short. So.
I'd make a motion, we accept those department over budgets. I mean, they're all ones we've talked about during the year. We knew they were coming. There's been a lot of extra meetings at Memorial Hall and we knew we did some extra things with assessing. We got $7,900 back to cover the insurance one. So I'd make a motion, we take care of those.
Motion's been made, do we have a second? Second by Dawn, all in favor?
I just want to bring it to your attention that we've had a record year. You look down at the May change during audit, that's $1,637,302.72. That's going into town seven, the savings account this year. I don't think we've had one that big.
Minus.
Right. Thank you. Item number 5, Brian, all that discussion. With Ella and Nate.
We're gonna ask Dave for it. Okay, right, so, as you know, we've got Ryan Romano from South Gage Road. That, he's been an ongoing issue for years. We've taken him to court. The court ordered him to pay the town back and fix his property up. He did, but he's gone right back to where he, as a matter of fact, I think it might be even worse now than what it was. And I think the reason why it's worse is because he has a similar operation up in Norwich Walk. And Norwich Walk has taken him to court, so he's moved all of his cars and stuff down to Oakland. So we're back into the court scene. We went through COVID, which the courts weren't accepting civil cases. We're back into it now, so we need permission from you. We're asking for permission to continue forward with the court. Hiring a lawyer and go through the civil case. This is gonna cost us probably thousands of dollars, just like it did before. But I think that we'll find that the judge will award us damages on it and he'll have to pay us back on it. This is one of the worst areas we have in town right now.
I'd make a motion, we proceed with the court if we have to take care of this. It's worse than ever. Up there, it's a real mess.
It is bad. Motion is made, second. Dawn, thank you. Next item up is oh, and all, yeah. Sorry, all in favor, because we're all in favor. Let's move on. Sorry. Took that for granted. Authorize the town manager to sign a contract with the new fire department. I think the chief Copeland's here tonight too.
Steve, would you like to talk about this?
We're just working on finalizing everything that we talked about through the budget process. So we're at a point now where we do have the contract to move forward. The total purchase price for the new truck is $497,317. For those of us that have been in the meetings and budget and everything else, that shouldn't be a sticker shock. Everything's going up. And so basically, we're just looking for approval to go ahead and it's a 2-year delivery date, so the sooner we sign, the sooner we're in line to be able to start counting down the months. So if anybody has any questions on the piece itself or the.
I had a question on paragraph 11, chief, about the training they provide after you get this truck. Have they done that before? We got one from them before?
Yeah, yeah.
And do they
They'll
provide?
provide as much or as little that we want.
So you have no problem getting training for all your people?
Correct.
Good.
We are carrying forward $201,000.
So we'll have money enough when this comes in.
We should have enough to pay the whole thing cash when it comes in.
I'd make a motion, we accept this proposal from Glenwood Emergency Vehicles.
Motion's been made, seconded by David, all in favor? David's got a question, I apologize. No, okay, good. All in favor, thank you. Okay. Now we have to sign a new sewer equipment.
I have it right here.
I have a question on that. The legislature this year made some headway on the floods thing there for at least a couple of years. Is that gonna change what this sewer commitment is? Any changes to that, will come of that?
I'm sorry.
The legislature is gonna allow some out-of-state trash into the landfill up there. so that they'll be able to take sludge again for a couple of years until they get this ironed out. Is that gonna change our prediction any on what we were thinking about the flood disposal?
The problem was that they stopped,
Right,
the last legislature stopped the input of building destruction waste and
right.
lumber and stuff. And they thought they were doing a good thing by keeping that out of the state of Maine. It was coming in mostly from Massachusetts, I think, but when they realized that it was that type of debris that you need to make the sludge, so it's not like jello, so that you can actually pile it up, they changed the rule and they don't allow it in, so that problem has been solved until somebody comes along and decides they don't want out of state waste again. So, yes, it's better.
That completes our agenda for this evening. Now we're going to enter into executive session for personal matters for one MRSA section 4056A. I need a motion to do it.
I make a motion, we do that.
Motion is made second by David. All in favor? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for a great attendance. We'd love to see you every Wednesday. It'd be sure would be nice to see you. Have a great night. True story, right?